Hey, this is Politics with Laura, and I got a good one for you today. In Montana, there's a lawmaker by the name of Zooey Xephyr. Zephyr. And Zooey Xephyr is the first openly transgender, well, not the first openly transgender, but a transgender lawmaker. Now, interestingly enough, Zoe has found herself in a lot of hot water as far as the way she does things and operates. I don't think that Zoe has made the transition from being an activist to a lawmaker, two totally different things. And if you and I have a small clip where you can see what's going on.
This morning, Zooey Xephyr, Montana's first openly transgender lawmaker, has been banned from the floor of Montana's House of Representatives.
All those in favor of the majority leader's motion vote aye. Those opposed vote no. Motion passes.
The move follows a speech Xephyr gave last week in which she criticized a proposed ban on gender-affirming care in the state, saying it would lead to suicides.
I hope the next time there's an invocation, when you bow your heads in prayer, you see the blood on your hands.
Republicans said that language.
Okay, no, Zoe. That is not what you do when you lose a bill. But not only that, you're saying that gender affirming healthcare, as far as getting, what is it called? Puberty blockers and this other drug for transgender women. Now, there's a lot that goes on to being a biological woman. I mean, our hormones are all over the place, but I don't want to get too far into that. We're nuts. Okay? We are. And it's a biological hormonal thing. But if you're going to bring that into a biological male, and please, I don't want any hate. It is what it is. You're born either a male or a female, and then you transition into what you feel like. I get it. I get it. However, from my understanding, what they're giving the transgender women are prostate cancer medication. The way Zoe went about it was completely wrong. Completely wrong. You have to show decorum and respect for all the other lawmakers, because all the other lawmakers are also dealing with their constituents as you are dealing with your constituents. And saying that people are going to have blood on their hands is not the right way, and I find that unacceptable. That was not cool. But it goes on.
Broke decorum, and they've now silenced her, refusing to grant her the floor when she attempted to speak. They demanded an apology, but Xephyr refused.
When the speaker asks me to apologize, what he is, on behalf of decorum, what he is really asking me to do is be silent when my...
Oh, Lord, Zoe. No. Listen to what the speaker said. He asked you to apologize, and then you take it, dismiss it, and then put the narrative that you want on it. No, that is not cool, and you're being disingenuous. You are a lawmaker, and you're not an activist anymore. You're going to have to change the way you do things. You can't bring activism into the Capitol building of where you're at. No. If you don't agree, fine, you don't agree. You find a way, but you don't do that. And when the speaker tells you to apologize, you need to apologize, because you're being straight out disrespectful. And who will work with you now? You're going to be in activism, of activists, and no lawmaker is not only going to work with you, but they're going to take you serious. This is my thought.
Community is facing bills that get us killed.
On Monday, after being silenced for a third time, Xephyr was accused of inciting this protest in the House gallery. And now all Republican members have voted to expel her from the House floor for the remainder of the session.
Hey, Zooey, you went way too far. Like I said, activism, you went too far. To get your way, you're going to bring in people? No. You know something? Zooey, I don't think you're ready for politics. No. You're too emotional and you're not debating and you're appealing to people's pity, or not pity, but you are appealing to people's emotions. And when you don't get your way, you bring your posse with you. No, I'm sorry, you're not ready. I have no problem with transgenders being lawmakers. I encourage it, but just not Zooey. Your tactics are too radical, and it has no place in politics. Those of you may disagree with me, fine. You can disagree with me, but tell me, if you're pulling Zoe's tactics and being in politics, you got to do a little to get a little in order to get something for your community. How do you think Zoe is going to do anything for her community when none of the lawmakers or a certain segment of the lawmakers don't take her seriously and want her far away from them as possible? She's creating a terrible situation that's not going to end well. And the people who are going to suffer are her constituents. That's outrageous.
No person may participate in conduct that disrupts or disturbs the orderly proceedings of the body.
Xephyr will be allowed to vote, but she will have to do so remotely. In a statement, Xephyr saying, though the Republican supermajority has voted to strip me of my ability to partake in debate, I remain steadfast in my commitment to my community.
The bill that Xephyr initially opposed passed the House. It now heads to the governor's desk. The governor's son, who is non-binary, has lobbied his father to veto the bill.
Hi, everyone. George.
Okay, wow, that right there is straight ridiculous. So a governor's son that is non-binary is going to have his father veto a bill that all of the people of Montana agreed to and voted for, and all the lawmakers sat down and hammered it out and agreed to it because Zoe didn't get her way. Oh, look, that is some mafia stuff. That is some mafia stuff. A delicate flower mafia stuff. No, that has no place in politics. None whatsoever. Zoe, you are wrong. You are wrong. In my opinion, you're wrong. And you should apologize to the speaker, but also you ought to apologize to all of the lawmakers how your behavior is. And then the governor's son needs to take a step back. You need to take a step back, because what's going to wind up happening if his son is able to convince his father of what everyone chose for or chose or to vote for, and that all the constituents wanted that, and the governor supersedes because of his son, I see that governor gone. Be careful what you do. Short-term gains, long-term consequences. The Democrats are losing so many seats to begin with, and it's not working out for you. Change your strategy. On that note, what do you think?